What's up, guys? We're gonna BroBeatzTV. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make some dark melodies using Flex. Let's hop right into it. So we're gonna grab in the scale. We can do, let's do a G. I think that'll be nice. Accept that. I'll just name it. Boom. So we're gonna start with our texture. I'm gonna use this sound for the texture. Now the texture doesn't matter that much. It just sounds in the background. So this is the sound I'm using. So let's go in here and this is not the melody. This is just gonna be some background noise. For this, maybe we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, let's flip it. Let's do, because I want to do something dark, but we can do something different. Let's go 5 up. So we hit C and then just flip it like this. So what we can do from here is we could just throw this over here for later. Let's do a 5th up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can kind of fill in the in-betweens, okay, and you kind of choose whatever you want, but this should be pretty simple. Let's do, and I guess we could delete this and just do that later, and then you could choose any note in between here and just pull it up an octave. I'm gonna just choose 1. Just pull it up, copy it over, and then just move the notes down. Okay, so we're just moving those top notes. Let's something like that. Pull that down. Then copy it over, and then remember we still got to get back to that G, so we're gonna go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how that sounds. Make sure it's nice. Okay, I like that. It's very different. So that's going to be our background sound texture. We'll add effects on later, but let's go ahead and move on to our next sound. So now we're going to go ahead and use Flex. So we have our computer tape little sound here, and I thought this sound was really interesting. So okay, so we're going to use this, and we're pretty much just going to cheat here. We're going to use the same kind of notes. You can see our C. Kind of use these same notes to kind of keep it in harmony. So I'm gonna try to keep this as large as possible, and we can do like a 1/4 here. Let's quantize it. You gotta be careful with these the length, because it might mess it up. And then we can copy this over. I think that's pretty good, and just delete one just so it's a little different, then copy it over, and then we just go ahead and do the same thing, right? So once we have that same little vibe, everything else should be easy. So we're gonna go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just so we kind of have that back in our key. All right, so that's gonna be pretty much our main melody. But like these dark melodies or samples, they kind of don't have a strong melody. It's kind of a bunch of sounds creating a vibe. So that's what we're going for. So next we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next sound. Next up, we have this blue accordion sound in Arc-Sun Cityscape. Okay, so I picked this sound so we kind of do this little trick here. So let me see, what are we in? We are in 1/4. Let's do a 1/6. Let's zoom in, and then I'm gonna just play the metronome so we can kind of tell where it's gonna be at. So I'm thinking somewhere right here, and then pretty much just gonna trickle it up so we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And at this point, you can literally copy this melody. Like, you don't have to be unique, because this is kind of textbook. I mean, this whole thing is pretty much textbook, but we're just kind of using tricks to, right? Like, all this is the same, like, if you really look at it. Let's actually use the C. Let's pull it up an octave. All right, sounds pretty good. And I just like to do this because it just adds something extra to it, some depth, so it's not boring. And over here, we'll pull this up one. And then of course we need to pull it over and then go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now if you do pull it down 5 and some notes are off, don't, you know, it's not a problem. Here we don't have that problem, but just if that happened to you, don't worry about it. It's not, as long as it sounds good. So we went from D sharp here to D. So just so you can see the notes. So I know it's kind of hard to see everything at once. All right, so I think that sounds pretty nice. Now, the reason I don't add effects like right away is because I feel like it should sound good dry before you add the effects. So we want to make sure everything's in harmony. So let's move on to the next sound. Next up, we have our string. So this is the preset I'm using. Okay, so this should be pretty simple. You don't have to really follow this all the time. You could just like default to the key. I don't know, we could do, you could just do the 5th, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you could literally just pull this up. Why is that not playing? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna just mute this real quick because that's why we need to mix and stuff, but I'm gonna mute that real quick. And of course we'll add probably like some delay or something on that to make it kind of linger. But like I said, we're gonna keep it simple first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna pull one up just so it's a little different. I think that's pretty good. So those are our strings. Let's go ahead and move on to our RHODES here. Now we're gonna go ahead and put our key or like piano in. So I just chose this RHODES because it's kind of common, right? So what we can do is kind of create more of a melody here. But these, I don't like to be too strong. I like them to kind of melt into the melody. So we got to be kind of careful. And I'm gonna try to, I wish it was a better way you could see the notes even zoomed out, but we're gonna do that 5th. So pretty much the same as the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then actually let's do 3rd. And then we can just kind of pull these up. We do 2. Create like some bounce in here. Okay, and then I think at the end here we can just pull this up an octave or 2, and I'm gonna just copy this over like so. All right, so we just kind of reusing stuff, and then I think I'm actually right click, hold and right click, and I'm gonna just kind of drag it down a bit just so it's a little bit lower. Drink that back down. Let's add something at the end, and we really need to like mix this because there's a lot of stuff going on. Maybe we can do like let me see, what could we use? Okay, I think that's good. Pull those back, let them drag out. I know I'm kind of all over the place here, but I'm just trying to keep it short, but also not do, you know, necessarily like do too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm gonna keep these videos fairly simple for everyone to follow. Let's see. Okay, I think that's good. So now we're gonna go ahead and approach the end, and we're gonna do our little bass. Let's go ahead and do our bass. So this is the preset I'm using. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. So this should be pretty simple. You just kind of follow the same notes, but we can kind of give it like its own melody as well. So I want to have that noise playing there. And then if you can offset it sometimes, that would be nice, just to kind of give it more of a realistic feel. And then we can make a chord up from here and then just pull it up an octave. And then I'm gonna just put this on 1/2 like so. So we can just let that play out. Let's see how that sounds. So let's go down. Oh, that sounds real good. So I'm gonna just kind of mess around with these a little bit so it's not perfect. And we can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably just pull it up. I don't know. Yeah, it won't go that low. And let's see, maybe we can do like something like that. Just copy that over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it up. Make sure it's not overlapping too much. Listen to it. This might sound a little weird because it's a little higher. Let's see. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and like mix it and put the effects and everything. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm gonna quickly go over the effects. So I didn't add too much. It looks like a lot, but it's just more of like leveling a bit for some of the sounds. So for our texture, remember we did that texture earlier, and I'll just play a solo. Right, so I just added this little preset. I always add this preset, and this is from Bermuda, this trifecta. It just kind of it just puts in the background, gives it a little rhythm, right? So that's what that does. You can kind of use whatever presets you got. I would recommend just doing like you can just take out the lows, do I don't know, you could do a triplet or a halftime, and then just literally just throw some delay on top. And it's, you know, sound fine. So yeah, we're gonna use that for our texture, and then on our computer and our, what's this preset, and I forget what this is. This is a synth right here. I actually should favorite this sound. It's the same preset, so I just use this 𝗗𝗚𝗣𝗘 because it just kind of does some like weird stuff to it. Yeah, so this is what they sound like off and then on. All right, I like the little stuff that it adds in there, and then same thing for this one. Right. You can see everything is kind of melting together now. And I could probably even turn this down a little bit. Set these. All right, so now we have our little strings. So for this one, I just added Wayback Machine, infrared, Wayback Machine. So I'll just play it solo and then on. All right, I just thought that sounded cool. You don't need this. I just chose a preset, and I just happen to like it. So that's that. Okay, you can see the processing is probably the most important part, right? And then on this one, this is just bare bones for the piano or Rhodes. And I could probably even, let's actually add. Okay, I think that might sound a lot better actually. Let's play them all together. Okay, I think that's good. And then for our bass, just literally just pulled it down. And then for the bass, how I mix it, I'll turn the mix down and we'll just lower it. Because I want the bass to be more felt than heard, so that's why I do it that way. So okay, and then on top, I just kind of had fun here. Usually I would add like just an EQO or something, but for this one, I went crazy. I added this preset, master wide contain, and I'll just show you what they do individually and turn it on. Step preset. Just thought it sounded cool. And then car underwater, this preset here. Again, you can use your own effects, whatever you think sounds cool or fun, whatever. You can see it's like adding a underwater rhythm on and off. And then we have Lifeline console, and this is more for just like controlling it, you know, making it sound like that old dusty sound. So this is the preset. You can kind of copy this. I don't know how to drag. There we go. Kind of copy if you want. But yeah, turn this on top, and this is pretty much it. And then you probably could do like some mono. All right, and that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.